I think we're going to start, and I thank everyone for being on this webinar. As you know, we launched a few weeks now ago a series of 6 webinars where we're showing actually how your printing company can automate the entire printing process from the order entry to the delivery. Well, I have an agenda somewhere. So I'm Serge Close. I'm the product manager for software and solution, and I'm together with my colleague Randy Bear. He's project manager. We have been showing you step by step how Durst software can manage your company's processes from pixel to output. Um, what we did is we showed you how to order a custom product via SmartShop, how to manage your orders with Lift ERP. We also show you how to automatically prepare a file with Durst Workflow. We actually highlighted how to use information contained in the file to automate the printing and the cutting phases while using those production data with Durst Analytics. This is now our very last session. So we can't leave out the most important group of people in this business, which are our customers. So these are the people who are making possible our business, our companies to grow. So today we will discuss the incredible flexibility, and you will see that we can give our customers with Lift ERP and its customer portal. It allows them to get any information they would like on their order without ever contacting you, and that's the beauty of the system. They don't have to send email, they don't have to call you, whatever. You will, whether we talk about order status, shipment tracking, invoicing, payment, and even more, they can even place order and prove jobs directly within their Lift ERP portals. So this gives your customers the information they need while also, and that's important, removing additional work from your printing company. Project managers no longer need to reply to email or asking for tracking information. All of this is directly available within the interface, within the portal. And the beauty available at any time. So they can, whether in the night, in the day, early in the morning, they can have access 24/7 to this portal, and they get real-time information via this portal. So the pre-press staff time is actually freed thanks to automated proofing within Lift ERP. Even invoices can be paid directly online, allowing the company accountants to focus on long-term planning. And with that, I will hand over to Randy. He's going to show you the beauty of this customer portal. And don't forget that this interaction with your portal, with your customers, can really bring a lot for your business. So Randy, please.
Thank you so much, Serge. And again, I used to work in a printing company. I say that at the beginning of every webinar. And the reason I bring that up is I know how valuable your time can be. And today, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about saving time by utilizing Durst, Lift, ERP, customer portals. Really quickly, though, it behooves me to go through and say what we have done in the past. Of course, we went over early on, we showed our e-commerce platform. Smart Shop allows your company to offer to the world all kinds of different products. Customers can easily go in, create their own products, create their own orders. You're getting paid right away. Very powerful, and it ties into all of our other systems. We also discussed Durst workflow. If you'll recall, we had a file that was an absolute nightmare that a customer had sent in. It had information at the bottom that we did not need for printing. The blacks were completely wrong color. We had different fonts that weren't right. We had no bleed. We had no cut paths. Basically, every nightmare file that you would get from a customer. And with a click of a couple buttons, the system automatically corrected all those issues and also generated the bleed automatically, sent the cut path to the cutters, in addition to having the print file that is ready to go to press. One thing we did not mention in the past is workflow also has an approval process, so you can handle approvals through workflow as well. And we'll talk a lot about approvals today. We're going to talk about approvals in Lift, but workflow has that capability too. Something else that we had discussed is analytics. What is going on with our printers? We want to be able to do a drill down, a dive down to see, what kind of utilization are we getting out of our presses? Is it something where we need to look at staffing them differently? Here we see, we've got a 55%, 54.78% utilization. However, our uptime is almost 100%. Would it make sense to be able to staff that a little differently? And of course, we can drill down on everything in analytics. Uh, Gives you everything that you need to know. And one of the great things about analytics is it ships with every Durst printer. So we have discussed Lift as well. Lift ERP, and Lift ERP handles everything in your printing company, anything you would need to handle. Lift covers it from beginning to end. So if you wanted to handle, your customers, that's in there. Order management in there. Catalog management's in there. Production management. I want to see how busy each part of my company is. We can very easily go in, see exactly what we are looking at as far as different areas in the company. Inventory management, financial management, it is all within Lift. However, the one thing we had not talked about is, this is all the production side of Lift. This is what the printing company sees. The printing company sees, all of this. They see what is going on with every job. However, to me, having lived through this, the true strength of Lyft and the most powerful part of this and the biggest time saver that is available is customer portals within Lyft. And what that means is customers logging into Lyft directly. So we are going to do that. Of course, we have seen how we can create orders in Lyft here on the backside, but customers can do that too. So let's take a look at that. Here, we are going to log in as a customer, and you'll look at this and you'll say, this looks identical to what it looks like whenever we are logging in on the print production side from the printing company. And that's true. However, we're going to log in as a print buyer today, Bob Print Buyer. One of the interesting things is with Lyft, with these customer portals. You see here it shows Lyft ERP, it says Durst. Up here it says Durst Print Shop, Lyft ERP. You can actually brand these and you can have it say whatever you would want up here. So obviously, whenever you have your own Lyft as a company, it's not going to have our logos. It's going to have yours. You can have your own uh, imagery right here. You can have this will be branded to your shop. Additionally, if you have customers that you want to have branded, let's say you land a big retailer, let's say you land IKEA, you could have it be IKEA.LiftERP. This could all be IKEA, it could be an IKEA image. So it feels like they are getting their own, you have developed this specifically for them. What it actually is it's still yours, but we have branded it so that it looks like it's theirs. That is a very powerful aspect of the customer portals. However, let's actually log in as a customer and see, what does the customer see? What does this customer see when they log into Lyft? The first thing you'll notice is they're seeing a very visual presentation. They're seeing everything. They're seeing their own images. These are their jobs. It has all, they may not remember that this was Dennis' office banner stand, or they may not remember the job number, but the image is right there. So it allows them to very easily see what their jobs are right there. Their artwork is right there. Any of that information, they can also very quickly see just at a glance what is going on with any of these jobs. So we'll go from top to bottom. You can see here, we can create a new order, and we're going to go into that in just a moment. You can see what has been entered today. What jobs have been entered for this customer today? That can be a job that the customer themselves has entered in their customer portal. Again, we're not logged in as someone at the printing shop. We're logged in as the customer. This is what the customer is seeing. But they would see if it was something they had entered, if it was something that someone else had entered. If there's something where we're working on proofing, we're going to touch on that as well. They would see what is being worked on at the shop that is needing proofs, and also if they have anything that is pending pending approval. So let's take a look. Let's drill down. Let's actually look at this job. You can see, actually, before we even drill into that, before we even click on this, we see what the job number is. If we had PO numbers on it, we would have those there. And immediately we see this has been shipped. This is the tracking number. If I were to click on this, it's going to take me out to FedEx, UPS, DHL, however this was shipped. So instantly the customer gets the information they need. We will now drill down into this job. So here we see what file it was that was sent. We see how many were ordered. We see height, width, square footage, what the unit cost was, and more specifically, where did it ship? Where did it ship? When did it ship? And what is the tracking? And this tracking number is here. Now, if this has been delivered, it wouldn't say status unknown. These are test examples, so it's not going to have this information. However, it would show, delivered, signed for by R. Reynolds. It would tell you that information, tells the customer that information. So they're getting all the information they need right here. If we needed a quote for this, we can tell it to print the quote. If, let's say, we needed to get the files that were used to produce this job, we can download the proofs. We just click download all proofs, and it will just automatically download it. You saw it pop up. If it was a live job, we would be able to add lines. So let's say this was in process. This is already shipped, so it's not going to allow me to add lines to this. But let's say it was in process. Hey, I've ordered this banner stand. However, I also need to order some yard signs. We would just click this and add those there. Since this has been shipped, we may decide, you know what, we really like this one. We need to reorder it. Customer has the ability to just click reorder and set. Okay, we're going to keep identical header details, so most of this information is going to remain the same. We can say reuse the original art, reuse the proof, go directly to production, or we can say reuse the proof, but we do need to have another proof step. On this one, we're just going to say, yep, just reuse that same art. And then we can also spec out, are we sending it to the exact same location? Yes, we are. And are we sending it same shipping method? So this was shipping ground. Maybe we want to change that. So we'll just save this. We'll not click that one. Just this easily, the customer has the ability to go in and place a reorder. So all the information is here. It's all ready to go. You can see it says shipping method not available. As the customer, I would just go in and say, okay, we're going to ship this FedEx 2-day. Save shipping destination, and whenever I hit submit, I have just placed a reorder. It's that simple. That's the power. It's part of the power of this system, is just being able to go through, place reorders that quickly. It is incredibly powerful. In this instance, though, let's say we're going to create a new order. So we're going to start from scratch. We're going to make a new order. How difficult is it for a customer to place an order within Lyft, within a customer portal? Again, as the printing company, you have the ability to spec out what you want the customer to see and what is required of the customer to place an order. So here we just have one thing that we're requiring. We need to have an order title. So we're going to say this is banner with Vespa webinar. Vespa webinar. We can spec out if we want to have a PO number, a contact. Here we only have me. What date we would like this to ship. What day we would like it to ship. That doesn't mean that the customer runs you over. You have the ability to change that as well once it hits your shop. Here we're going to create a banner. And let's do 6 of these banners. And we will spec out what is our height and width. I'm going to make this a 48 by 96. We can spec out if we want the customer to choose different materials for this product, or maybe we say we just want it to be, this is the only material they can choose. The printing company controls that. We have grommets and eyelets. You can say, okay, here's how we're going to do this. These are the options we have for this. We can also say these are the options we have for edging, for folding, hemming, grommeting. It's pretty much anything you need is within the system. And we'll just say add. Just like that, we have started this order. It is almost done. You'll see it says shipping to not selected. It stores all of the locations that the customer has shipped to in the past. So here, I'm just going to say we're sending this one to Burke, Virginia. We're going to send it FedEx Ground. The last thing that we would do is we would add art. Now, you can just drag and drop art, or you'll see it has a customer repository. That means the customer has the ability to have images stored within Lift, and they could just drag and drop this art. They can also upload additional art if they would want. It's super powerful. Today, we're just going to add our own art. I'm going to upload a file. And that is it. If I wanted to add additional files, I have the ability to do that. Let's say you had an install guide you needed to add. You can just click on files. You can drag and drop it there. If you have notes, again, I am logged in as the customer. The customer is placing this order. If the customer had notes, that they need the production house to see, they just type them in here. Once they do that, it is a required acknowledgement in production. So it can't get through. The production house cannot do anything with it until they acknowledge that note within Lift. Again, super powerful. And again, it's that information the customer is giving to you. Here, though, we have everything. I'm not going to put in any notes. I've dropped in my art. I have given the shipping information. I'm going to submit this order. And just that quickly, that's the customer has placed an order. The customer can place orders this easily throughout the system. If they wanted to, they could create another order. They can go back to the home screen. They can go, add more customer art files. You have all kinds of different things the customer has the ability to do. We'll go back out to the home screen. And you can see now the system has been updated, and it shows that there has been one order that was entered today. Oh, and hey, how about that? I just got a notification on my phone that says that file, that order you just submitted, it's now pending art approval. So with the Workflow Plus integration, with Workflow integration, you can have proofs be automatically generated. So I got an email. Again, I showed it on my phone. Hey, I got this notification. I have this order that I have placed. The customer goes in, gets the email, and they would just click Manage Approvals. So now, customer has the ability to reject, approve with note, approve, add additional art. It's a self-contained system. It is not something where you're waiting and you're emailing customers back and forth trying to get all this information. Here, they can approve directly within the system, and they don't need to be camped out in the system because, again, I got an email about that. I got notifications about that. I have the ability to approve it. Something else that is very big with a lot of customers is maybe they aren't the ones that approve it. Maybe they need to forward it to a different client. Maybe they need to forward it to their client. We have the ability to do so. Just click the big blue button, and we would just send who is this forwarding to? And we would hit send, then it would send that off so that it would be approved by someone else. Here, we're going to just approve this one as well. And so now you can see no more art to approve for this order. If there were multiple items, you would approve them all. Here, we're going to kick back out. And you can see it's no longer saying pending art approval. It's now saying approved. Again, Lyft is tracking everything throughout the process. So I'm going to go back into this job. What has happened with this job so far? There was a PDF proof. There was someone has approved this. It has been approved. If we want to see who has approved it and when, if we want to see any steps, we can click on the order history. It will show us everything about this. So now we can see, Bob, print buyer, approved this at 10:22. Going back out to the main screen, we can see what is recently shipped. So we'll take a look here, and anything that is shipped, we can see. Here is all the tracking information. It keeps track of this. Let's say you had a large distro that has been shipped. You shipped it out to 100 locations. Customer has the ability to not only click here and get this information, they have the ability to click actions and hit download. Maybe they need it as a CSV, maybe they need it as an Excel, maybe they need it as a PDF. You have the ability to download that information. Again, it is just saving so much time at the printing company because instead of your project managers answering questions, can you send me this? Can you send me that? This is all directly within the system. If you have something that has been invoiced, again, it is something customers can go in. This job's been invoiced. Great, give me the invoice. Again, I'm logged in as the customer. I can print the invoice and I can see here is the invoice. It automatically downloads. It's not something where you're having your staff sending emails back and forth to customers. The customers have it in their own self-service portal. Customers have the ability as well to set up notifications. So anything they want to know about, let's say for all their orders, they want to know all the shipping information. I want to know not only when an order shipped, I want to know when it delivers. Send me an email, or better yet, send me an email. You also need to send my boss an email. Once we save that, then every single order that comes through is going to be processed that way. You're going to get that notification. Do you see how much time we're saving? We're stopping our production staff from having to email, to answer calls, to do proofing. It is all within the customer portal. We save so much time this way, and the most important thing is we get paid, right? You'll see up here, it actually says unpaid invoices. That shows up right at the top. So as the customer is logged in, they can see what invoices have we not paid. Better yet, they can spec out, how am I going to pay this? I am going to set which ones I am going to pay. Check on those. We hit next. It shows here's what we're going to pay. It brings you out to a portal, and those payments can then be made. It's all about how much time we can save. That is, again, I started every single one of these webinars with thanking you all for your time, because at a printing company, the day gets away from you. If you can save time by automating orders from customers, proofing, invoicing, the entire process, tracking of shipments. How many times have you been asked, can you send me the tracking for this? It's all within the system. It's all right there, and it will save your company so much time. This is my favorite piece of their software. You can probably hear it within my voice. Just because I saw in my own experience, I saw how much time a printing company saved by utilizing Lyft customer portals. That can be your company, and I strongly advise you definitely, definitely utilize this power. It is there for you, and we would love to help you with it. And with that, I will hand it over to Serge.
Great. Thank you, Randy. Thanks again for your insight. It was great. We saw all the possibilities offered by Lift ERP to involve its customers at any stage actually of the process. So we often talk about customer retention, and this customer portal is a perfect example on how to build customer loyalty by offering them unique tools that not only allow them to be more autonomous, but also to involve them in your own manufacturing process and offer them the maximum of flexibility. They can interact with your company at any time, at any stage almost. And that's the beauty of the system. Well, this being said, it's time now for Randy and me to thank you all for, and very much actually for your time, particularly today. We hope we provided you with some insight on the possibilities offered by our solutions, by the Durst software ecosystem, actually. We will also, of course, be happy to welcome you at FESPA. This is a very key event for us. We will provide you, of course, with all the required answers you may need. So please visit us on the booth. We will be happy to welcome you again. So we're looking forward to seeing you next week there in Munich. Thanks again, and goodbye.